I gotta say, obviously outside of our group and all the studs we have in our group, bro, David is one of my favorite people a part of Pinnacle, bro. So I appreciate you hopping on and pouring into the crew.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I appreciate you having me on, dude. I always love being on these calls, man.
Absolutely, bro. So this is not the first time having David on. You crush every time, but we got a few new agents on here. So for those that don't know you, how long have you been selling life insurance for?
3 years almost today, bro. Almost today.
Oh, 3 years even. Let's go.
Yeah.
How does it feel?
Good, man. Good. Honestly, it feels like I'm still just getting started, bro. A lot of things feel brand new. I made a lot of mistakes in the past, learned from a lot of mistakes. So I'm coming out this year swinging, man.
Let's go, man. What speak to when you first got started. What do you think your biggest struggle was?
Biggest struggle. Um, I think I think my biggest struggle was one, getting in a disciplined mindset and figuring out like what that looked like for me because I was not disciplined at all, and probably on top of that, talking to people, random people about dying or getting sick or ill. Like that's super foreign, bro. Like no one talks about that type of stuff. And then you get put in a position to talk about it. And it's your first time, dude. I didn't even know how to like talk to my family members on a phone, like have a real conversation with them. I just wasn't comfortable in my own skin, you know.
Mm. And
So
when you started, that was when we were going into homes where sometimes it would get real awkward.
real awkward, bro. Yeah. So like I was able to get over that pretty quickly because I put myself in super uncomfortable positions all the time. And I knew like, hey, the only way to grow, my mentors were telling me, you gotta get uncomfortable, you gotta get uncomfortable. And I just told myself like every appointment, I'm like, hey, I don't care if I make a fool of myself. I'm just gonna try to help this family the best that I can and what I know I can do. Um, and that would kind of take the pressure off of me. I still do that to this day when I'm starting to get those butterflies on, about to hop on an appointment, or you see the loan amount being 400 or 500,000. Like, oh no, this is a big one. I'm going to be dealing with someone who's on a different level than the lower to middle class income America. Um,
Yeah. Well, bro, let me stop you there. So that's important what you just said. 3 years in and you still get butterflies. Like a
oh
brand
yeah,
new agent, they're nervous, they're stressed, and they think they're the only person that's nervous or whatever else. But it's like you still get it.
dude, I got them right now. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like hopping on a call. I've been on this call multiple times. I've been on probably 100 calls throughout my career, but I still get them. It still happens. But at the end of the day, like, you know, I know what I've done in the past, and I just look at the proof in the pudding.
Yeah. And I like your story too, because you didn't come from sales either. So this was your first time in sales.
Yeah, no sales background, nothing even close to sales besides, selling
Yeah.
pot when I was in college.
Do you have any sales experience? Well, not officially.
Yeah.
But anyway, but bro, some people have heard your story, but a lot of people on this call haven't. And your story is too good of how you got into this. So if you wouldn't mind, you can just share that with everybody.
Yeah, I'll give you a brief rundown of it.
The brief
So
rundown.
I just got out of rehab. I didn't know what I was doing in life. A year before rehab, I got out of college. Had some money saved up, and I was working at this dead end job spraying bugs at Section 8 housing for like a mom and pop shop. It wasn't like active or anything like that. It was just me and two other guys, and it was terrible. Setting rat traps, cleaning out roaches, man, that was my specialty. And I didn't know where I was going in life. I didn't really, I had dreams and aspirations, but I didn't know like what that next best thing was for me. And I've always wanted to like come up with an invention, a business idea, was searching for that for years and years and years. So after I got out of that rehab facility, I decided, hey, I'm gonna purchase a house, which is the worst investment that I've made. Single family home, stay away from them. Purchased that house. Was working my job. I was making maybe like 2 grand. My mortgage payment was like 1,200. So like I was barely making it, dude. And one day I was getting mailed all this mail, and I was like, "What the hell? What is all this?" It said important notice. mortgage protection, pay off your home in case you get sick, pass away, become disabled. I'm like, okay, that's kind of interesting. And I don't know if like I need to call into this or what. So I called into it, answered some questions. I got a call back later, like an hour later, and it was this woman. She said, "Hey, this is Mindy. I'm the mortgage protection agent for the area. I'm actually going to be out and about around the area at 2 o'clock tomorrow. I also have a 4 o'clock. Which would you prefer?" I'm like, "Oh, but the 2 o'clock's fine, I guess." She's like, "Okay, I'll see you then." I'm like, "Okay." And she told me to put it on my calendar. I didn't, right? I was one of those guys that was always late to appointments or would get really nervous and just not show up to any type of appointment, whether it's doctor's appointments or whatever it is. So that day, she came, she knocked on my door, and every time I explain this, I remember more and more. She came, knocked on my door, and I thought it was like the feds. And I was upstairs, and I was like, "Oh no, they're after me, bro! Like they're coming for me." So I was like hiding, like looking through the windows, seeing who was out there, and I just like stayed quiet for a little bit. I was real nervous. She called me back 2 hours later. It's like, "Hey, David, like I showed up, but you weren't there." And I'm like, "Oh, that was you." I'm like, "I'm so sorry." I'm like, "I'll be there tomorrow, I promise." She's like, "Okay, 2 o'clock." Like, I'm no problem. I'm off work. On my days off work, I like to go grocery shopping. That was like my fun in my life at that time. So next day comes, got my grocery bag ready to go. You know, super excited to get out of the house, have some free time. Right when I opened the door, there was this guy standing there, and I was like, "Who are you, dude?" And he's like, "My name's Andrew. I'm here for our mortgage protection appointment." And I'm like, "Oh." I'm like, "All right, come on in, dude. Like, let's get this done quick. I need to get my grocery shop done." He's like, "All right." So he takes me to my dining room table, pulls out his state license, and all laminated stuff. And I'm just like, anyone could have laminated that, you know? And I'm like, listen to this guy talk about what this coverage is. He said, explained it in depth, all the living benefits, the death benefit. And I was kind of zoning out to be honest with you. And it came to the end. He's like, "Okay, so which option do you want to go with?" And I'm like, "Oh, I probably got to think. I got to think about this. I got to call my mom." And he's like, "Okay." And he's like, "Do you want to see if you can at least get approved?" And I'm like, "Sure." And he starts like typing his stuff out. And then for some reason, he closed his laptop. And he was like, "All right, well, I'm gonna head out. I think I got declined because the rehab thing." And he closes his laptop and he's like, "Well, I'll let you know what's going on here if we get your results back." I'm like, oh, all right, is that it?" And he's like, "Yep." And I'm like, "Okay." And he's like starting to walk out the door, and right when he put his hand on the handle, something was telling me like, "Dude, ask this guy how much he makes." And I was like, "Hey, before you leave, man," I'm like, "I know this was like a sales pitch, as much as you tried it not to be, but I know it was. And I have a question for you." And he's like, "Okay." He's like if you would have sold me this $83 a month policy and I would have gotten approved, how much would you have made from this?" He's like, pulls out his calculator. He's like, "Well, I'm at 100% comp, $83 times 12 because you make the annual premium about $1,000." I'm like, "Dude," I'm like, "Really? Like, what would you have made off of this though?" And he's like, $1,000. I'm like, "No way, dude. You were here for 30 minutes." And he's like, "Yeah, dude. Like, that's what." I'm like, "How do I get involved?" I was looking everywhere for a job, guys. ZipRecruiter, Wise Hire. No one was calling me back. It was during the COVID era. I just got out of college, no college experience, didn't do any internships. So I was getting no callbacks. And I was like, "Okay, I need to get involved. How do I get involved? Here's my wife's number." Great. Didn't call her. Waited 3 weeks. Had to hate my life a little bit more. But there was that point in my job where I just could not stand it anymore, guys. I was like, "This is too much. I need something new." Found her number, spent like an hour digging for it, called her, said, "Hey, this is Mindy." I'm like, "Hey, Mindy, I heard about this opportunity. I want some more information on it." She tried scaring me out of it, dude, like right away. And I was like, she told me,
Typical Mindy.
"Yep, you gotta buy leads. It's gonna be hard work. 1% of people make it." I'm like, "All right, let me call my sister really quick." I gotta think about a guy, right? Called my sister, and she's like, "Dude, yeah, Emily's doing that." Emily's our childhood friend that we grew up with. Super awkward girl, more awkward than I was. And she's like, "Yeah, Emily's doing it. She's making 40, 50 grand a month right now." I'm like, "What? What? No way, dude. She's not making 40." I looked on her Facebook page and she was posting her actual numbers on there. I was like, "Dog." called Mindy right back. I was like, I'm in, man. Because if she can do it, I certainly can do this too. Got started in the tests, went to convention, our first convention, blew me away because I was seeing average Joes on stage making hundreds of thousands of dollars each year. And again, the thought of, hey, if this dude who's stuttering on stage can do it, I can do it.
And start. I stop you there. Side note, guys. If you guys, a lot of you guys are brand new. If you guys have not already gotten your tickets, while you're listening to this call, go online and purchase your tickets right now. Like the convention is so powerful. Like I can speak from experience where I would not be in this industry if I would not have gone to convention that year. And David, you can probably agree. Like, would you still be doing this if you would not have gone to
Bro,
convention that year?
dude, I mean, that sealed the deal for me. That got me so amped up to see all these average Joes producing what they were producing. These guys weren't like slick on the mic either. You know what I mean? Like they were average people talking about their sales process, what they did. I got so much knowledge from that, so much energy and gas that when I got back, I was just ready to get in there, bro.
Yeah,
And that's what boosted my performance right out the gates, man. That's why I got started up so damn quickly, is because I knew what to do. I knew what this was, what the possibilities were. That first,
100%.
you mean keep
Yeah,
going?
guys. Yeah, guys. It's just well, side note, and it's just gonna get more expensive. So get your tickets. And for all of you guys, especially if you're new, but regardless of how short or long you've been here, every single convention I've ever gone to has been so powerful. I've learned a ton. So whether you're a month into this business or 5 years into this business, you guys are like the conversations you guys are gonna have, the people you're gonna meet, the energy. It's you're gonna go there average and you're gonna leave empowered. So cannot encourage you guys enough to get out here for this one.
Yes, 110%. Um, my first week, guys, I did 5 grand, spent eight, $700 on leads. Issue paid 6 or 5 grand. The next, that was mid February to the beginning of March. That's 2 weeks. That first full month, I did 12,000 with a $1,000 lead spend. I started upping my lead spend, right? And then after that month that I did 12, I was like, okay, I'm starting to see a pattern here. I'm like, I'm going to put a little bit more in. So I put 1,500 a weekend for the second full month. That second full month, I did 22 grand. And at this point, dude, like I just replaced my income in a month from my last job. So now I'm like going crazy, right? I'm riding those highs of the business. And I'm like, this is just a numbers game. This is exactly what they're saying. I need to get in front of more people. That's all this is. Doubled up my lead spend. I'm like, screw it, dude. I'm going to go crazy. Spent 3 grand a week for that third full month in. Issue paid $55,000. And that's when I was like, dude, I'm locked in now. I'm never quitting this. That's 3 years of income that I made in 2 months from my previous job. That saved me 3 years of my life. 3 years of grinding and working for somebody else that I saved. And like what that did for me was show me what was really possible here and really opened my eyes up to a different type of vision and thinking. And then month after month, another 50, 60, 70, 80, staying consistent all throughout the year, minimum producing 40K. If I wasn't doing 40, I wasn't working, plain and simple, or I was getting distracted. And I stayed locked in. Like I missed family events. I missed going on vacations because I knew if I can lock in for this 1 year of my life, I just lock in, let my family know what's going on and get this figured out, then I'll be able to have the flexibility and freedom to go do what I want, when I want, where I want. And then we got into telesales. Oh boy, dude, this was the dream now, dude. I was traveling state to state going in person. I don't got to do that anymore. I can do it in the convenience of my home. So now brains exploded, right? Now I'm like, okay, I can start dishing this opportunity to anyone and everyone. Probably not the best idea, but I did. And we grew our agency to 2.5 million that year. I produced 550,000 or 500,000 my first year in, or in 10 months, 550 the next year with the $2.5 million agency. And then I lost it all. I lost it all. Ego got in the way. Complacency got in the way. The money started rolling in. I was netting 50, 60, 70 G's after all expenses after. What that did for me was put me right back where I was before when my ego got in front of me. And that was straight back into the drugs, straight back into drinking. Um, and and I was still maintaining my production level, but I wasn't able to grow as a leader anymore. I wasn't able to lead my team in the right way, or lead them anyway, right? I'm a very functioning addict, so hardly anyone could see it. What I believed, they probably could, um, but I then got interventioned, from a couple top dogs, Joe, Gabe, Mindy, Mike, Ryan. They all came, mom, sister, intervention me, went to rehab, got myself straight, and at that point, I got a taste of what it was like to be sober for an extended amount of time, and I actually learned
Can
tools.
I can I
Yeah,
stop you there?
yeah,
I've never shared this publicly. This is just what I've observed, but this was so like the I remember the day that Joe, Gabe, Mindy, they flew in for that intervention, and that was when we had like somebody snitched us out, all hell was breaking loose. We're trying to get the contracts together. Everybody's pulling out their hair. Things are going crazy, and we didn't know what was going to happen. And that was just such an inspiration to the testament of leadership we have here at Pinnacle, and just Joe and Gabe's character that like Joe was literally working like 13, 14, 15 hours a day nonstop on the phone, carriers, agents, and everything else. And just that he took a full day to fly out there and do an intervention with you. Like I was like, I remember hearing that and witnessing that. I was like, wow, like it's truly like we say people over profit, but like they're true testaments of that and like how much they care about everybody a part of our organization. So that was really
yeah.
beautiful that they took the time to do that in such a chaotic time.
Yeah, dude, I was not an easy fish to get into rehab either. They spent probably 5, 6 hours working on me. So like, God bless them, dude. Seriously, relationships are the most important thing, man. The most important thing. If I didn't build those relationships through this business, call people, ask questions, get mentored, like actually, and be available for mentorship, like they would have never been there for me because I would have never built that relationship strong enough with them. So the power of reaching out, guys, like I can't stress enough. It is so important in this business. You cannot be on an island. You got to have someone, a couple people to go to when you start facing adversity.
Yeah, man, that's so powerful. And after going through all of that, after having a lot of success, losing it all and riding that roller coaster, what are some takeaways that you learned from that?
um, some big takeaways is, I have to prioritize my spirituality side over everything. I'm a Christian. I believe in Jesus Christ. I believe He died for my sins so I can get to the gates of heaven. And if I don't put that first, everything else is going to come last or be destroyed. Plain and simple.
Amen.
Plain and simple, bro. Um, Mentality, right? That's the next thing. Making sure that you're taking care of yourself, reading books, making sure that you're surrounding yourself with the right people that feed good stuff into you, right? If someone's just sucking the energy out of you all the time, and you're not getting poured into, or using scripture or different types of literature to pour into yourself, you're going to get emotionally drained, right? Mentally drained. Uh, Physical, bro, like so important, dude. I didn't know how important working out was until this year. Like getting
Yes.
up in the
Yes.
morning, working out, starting your day, bro. You already got that huge win in it. Like you didn't want to do that. I don't want to wake up at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning to go work out. But when I do it, I prove to myself, hey, you just fought through adversity. Now anything past this point, you're going to be able to deal with a lot more and a lot easier.
Man, that was well said. And I can relate with a lot of what you shared was, when I was 19 before I got into this business, like I was negative, I was depressed, I was, didn't have the right mindset, didn't have the right habits, and it's personal development in this industry is so key, and it really it really shapes you, and it really it's cool to see, not only you, but the other people that have been around and been doing this for 2, 3, 4, 5 years, just how they've developed and evolved in this business, and just prioritizing your faith, prioritizing God, making sure you're taking care of yourself, you're working out. I mean, that goes hand in hand, and there's a direct correlation with that and succeeding in this industry. So I couldn't agree more.
Last thing, financially, man, like I was very, very selfish. uh two and a half years in this business, well, first 2 years of this business, very selfish on just, it's about me, and money, money, right? And I'm going to invest this for me, right? I view money a lot differently now, and a lot of people say, yeah, like it's a tool, but you have to fully digest that and understand it, right? Because I didn't. And I just kept pushing it, piling away, not investing into my agents, not putting resources in my agency, not creating value, right? And value doesn't have to just be created financially. That is a big tool to be able to create value for people, whether you're providing, new trainings, website development, whatever it is, right? It wasn't being important to my team because I wanted it all. It was all for me. And for the first year, be selfish with your money. Make the money, right? Because if you're being selfish with the money, then you have some to be able to pour back into the team. But after you start creating a team, that mindset has to switch. And for me, unfortunately, I had to go through some valleys to figure that out.
Absolutely. Claudia, you have something you want to add?
All right, sorry guys, I had to have him mute so it doesn't echo. I'm gonna like rewind a few moments, but I want you to honestly talk about like what the mindset was and like also what the conversations look like of, not doing like saying no to the family stuff in order to work, saying no to the friends, saying no to the celebrations. Because I know a lot of people on here, I'm not gonna call them out, but like we'll meet for the week and I'm like, why didn't you work Saturday? Or why did you leave at 4 on Thursday? They're like, oh, well, like I had this, I had that. And like, I know some people on this call do stuff with their families like every single weekend. I'm like, oh, you're not tired of them? So like, it's easy for like me and Jonah to to say no. Cause like we are very obviously like not like living at home. We don't like have family close by. It's not hard for us to say no. But I know, like, I know you are close with your family and I feel like you guys are like always together. And so as somebody who is like that, like what did that look like and why, I guess, and what did those conversations kind of look like?
Um, so I guess the mindset behind it, Claudia, is more so like I can go and hang out with my family every month if I wanted to in this business. But I'm gonna be broke while I'm doing it, and it's gonna be stressful when I'm hanging out with them, because I'm always just gonna be thinking about my bills not getting paid or not being paid, right? And that doesn't make it enjoyable for me to hang out with family. I don't want to go to a family vacation. I did this a couple years ago. I went to a family vacation the whole time I was producing because I had to make my bills. And it's like now I'm not giving them the time and attention that they deserve from me. I would rather hang out with my family twice a year uh, than hang out with them 10 times a year, and they're just getting half of me, right? Or 25% of me. I want to be able to give them my full attention. The only way to do that is to feel like I'm not stressed out about everything going around me. So that conversation that I had specifically with my mom, and I believe I had it with my sister too, was, hey, like this is what I'm doing. I need to lock in for the next year, year and a half. Uh, get this up and rolling, learn how to do the things efficiently so that I can come and spend quality time with you guys. Uh, in that sense, I have to be selfish, right? Um, because if I'm selfish in that way, I can be selfless to be able to give them what they need. Uh, just for instance, my sister planned a trip to Florida. It was for her kids, and a few other people in our family, and it was their Christmas present, right? Um, so They went to a vacation. I think it was a week, 2 weeks ago, and I was also supposed to go on that, but the week before, I told him like, hey, I'm on my grind right now. I'm building momentum up in the business. I can't stop what I got going on for this vacation. Like I love you guys, I really do, but the momentum is real in this business, and when you got it, and when you got fire under your butt, you got to keep going. Because if I would have taken that vacation, the momentum would have died down due to complacency and just having a good time, you know, relaxing, not focusing on the business. So like when I'm hot, I know like I need to stay right where I'm at. Now I'm going somewhere else. Maybe I don't get my workout in because I don't have a gym nearby. I'm not eating the same foods or healthy foods. I'm going out to eat. Um, maybe my mindset switches a little bit because I got comfortable. Just different things that add into it. It hurts me more than it helps me to be with my family at that point. Everyone's situation is different. But if you want to be successful, and I'm not saying just go see your family or cut them off or ignore them. No, like you have FaceTime now, you have phone calls. You don't just have to. I don't have to physically be with my family. Doesn't even live in my state, right? I don't have to physically be with them all the time. I call my mom and my sister every day. Those are the two most important people in my life. Uh, Unfortunately, everyone else is going to have to wait because when you take the role of a leader, you have other people to take care of, right? And I treat my team like my family. So I want to be there for them as much as I can. I want to lead from the front. And if I'm taking 10 vacations throughout the year, well, what are they going to do? Take 10 vacations? And they still might not produce what you're producing to be able to sustain that. So people are going to do half of what you do all day, half of what you do. No more, maybe less. So I got to be on my game.
Facts. That was well said. And if I could add to that as well, because another person that I've learned from that does a good job of that is Joe, where it's whether it's he's with his family, he's with his wife and his son, or he's at dinner with some agents, or he's in a business meeting or whatever. Like he's fully present, he's fully there, and he's locked in on exactly what he's doing. So like when he's at dinner with us, like he's locked in, he's at dinner, he's on the conversation. Like when he's with his wife and his son, I've been able to spend time with him in that aspect as well. Like he's fully locked in with them. And the only exception is, it's every single night because he travels a lot. He FaceTimes his son. Good night. But other than that, it's he's very present. And like guys, a lot of the people on this call, you guys may have heard me say this before, but it's a good reminder. It's most of us don't have families, and the majority of us don't have, or we have family, but like we don't have kids. A lot of us aren't married, a lot of us are single, a lot of us don't have kids. So there's like the older you get, the harder and harder it is. And so for me and Claudia included, it's we're sacrificing our 20s and we're putting in the work now. So we have the ability to spend more time with our kids when we do have kids, and spend time with our family or whatever else. So if you guys, like, we're not saying, hey, like, don't see your family for the next 10 years. Like, simply sacrifice a year, a couple years to get your business to the place where you need it to be, because it genuinely gets easier and easier as you progress in this business.
Yep. And if you want to talk about sacrifice, dude, my sister is the pinnacle of sacrifice. She's a single mom of 3 children, and
Yeah.
she produces like a monster, dude. And sometimes I don't even know how she does it. But she makes her own sacrifices for her family, and it's pretty incredible. So she's like the number one person I point to if anyone makes excuses. She's a single mom of 3 kids, and she does,
Facts.
and she made after lead expenses $200,000 this year
Net.
net.
Let's go. I saw Bree comment. Bree, are you on this call?
I am.
Claudia, would you mind pinning Bree really quick?
And that's why I love
What's
her
up?
so much. I didn't even tell her to come on here. She just chose to came on here because she saw me on my training call that I have on Zoom right now.
What's up, Bree?
What's up?
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Yeah, I mean, echoing everything David said, where it's truly inspirational to see what you've done. If you wouldn't mind, like, for the people on here that do have kids, if you could share a few pointers of just, having a structured schedule or whatever else, were you able to operate in this business on a high level as well as being a single parent?
Yeah, you have to have a schedule and you have to stick to that schedule and make it like a non-negotiable. So there's a lot of nights where I'll stay up, and right now I can produce heavily. I didn't always start out like this. So I started out full time, 7 days a week. And then I was able to back it down to 3 or 4 days a week to hit my goals. But there's 3 nights every single week that I don't even get to put my kids in bed. And that kills me, but I know they're little now. They probably won't remember this, and like short-term sacrifices for long-term goals. So
That's good. Short-term sacrifices for long-term goals. I'm going to write that down. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Thank you.
of course.
I mean, look, like she sacrificed a year and a half, 2 years to be able to take all of her family on an all-exclusive vacation to Disney. She would never have been able to do that working a typical 9 to 5.
Yeah, that's inspirational. That's inspirational. So switching gears here, David, because when you first started, you were primarily working mail. And then a lot of the people on this call are transitioning from working mail to digital mortgage leads. So talk to us about how that transition was and the changes that you had to make working the different lead type.
Be more direct, man. Mailers are great. Digital mortgage is great. Run both of them still. A little bit heavier on the mailer side still, but that's because I'm just getting more and more busy. Everyone knows digital mortgage protection. It's not a secret. They're hard to get to show up on appointments, right? They're one call close material. I use the mailers to set appointments to have a better chance of them showing up. The transition wasn't much different, to be honest with you guys. It's the same process. The only thing changing is the beginning, and you're asking them why they filled it out. Why did you fill this out? Why are you looking into this coverage? And whatever answer they give you, you dig a little bit on that to get a better understanding so that you can set the appointment up correctly for them. I'm not going through and explaining the differences between PMI and mortgage protect or PMI, homeowners insurance, mortgage protection. They know what they're sitting in for, right? Sometimes people on the mail, whether it's fresh mail or aged mail, just like me, right? I was a mailer. I didn't know quite why I was filling it out or calling into it at first. But once it was presented to me, it opened my eyes up and obviously changed my life completely. These people are watching a video. They've already had the thought about it. They know exactly what they're sitting in for. So you just be more direct with them. And you're building the emotion on the front side. And then also again, before, you show them numbers or go for the close. So where mailers, again, not much different. You're more so trying to figure out their why through the financial inventory, because sometimes they might not know what their why is. They might not even know they have a problem until you break it down for them. So that's kind of the differences between the two for me.
Gotcha. Okay. So you're working digital mortgage leads, and then the mailers, are you working fresh, brand new mailers or age mailers?
Fresh mailers. So I'm getting about 20 mailers in every other week right now. I was doing about 50 to 100 mailers each week. 100 was too many. It was crazy. But 50 was like my sweet spot when I was full-time digital mortgage. And that just gave me enough chances to get in front of people. And they are high quality leads to where, it might not be the first touch. It might be the second touch that you close that deal. I'm always going to shoot for the first, of course, but it might be the second touch. So you don't want to push them to their wits' end and piss them off to where they don't want to pick up the phone because you're just an aggressive salesman at the end. But you want to make sure that, you're understanding why they want to think about it, and pushing them to the close at that.
Interesting. I'm the opposite. I go straight for the jugular.
Yeah.
I'm either closing you on the first call or we're never talking again.
Yeah, I was like that for a long time too, dude. I do that with mail still. But for mortgage protection, I find that there are callbacks in there.
With the digitals?
With the digitals, because the intent is much higher. The intent is much higher. But again, guys, I'm still going for the one call close. Now, my question for them, if they tell me, hey, I got to think about it, is okay, now do you need to think about whether or not you want the coverage at all? Or do you know you want the coverage? It's just a matter of which option you want to pick. If they say the first one, you can get off the phone right there and then hang up before them. It'll make you feel better. If they say the second portion, you down close. If they still say, I got to think about it. Okay, what do you want to think about? Or when you say you want to think about it, what do you need to think about?
I need to think about just, if this can fit within my budget.
Okay, so Jonah, you said you make about $5,000. The mortgage payment and all of your expenses added up is about 3,500. Am I missing anything on the budget here?
No.
Okay, so it looks like both of these options are going to be affordable for you. The main question here is more so what one is going to make you feel most comfortable being protected with? Is it going to be the full house or half of the home?
Well, obviously I want to go with the full one, but
Okay.
Again, just that, making that monthly commitment every month, that is another added bill I want to think about and look over.
Yeah, dude, I get it. No one wants a new bill, right? No one wants to have to pay on a new bill. But we're not just talking about a bill here, Jonah. We're talking about protecting your life and your biggest asset that you have. So this is what we can do. Let's start with half of the home being covered, something that you know is going to be super affordable for you. After you've had some time to think about it, you can then call me back. We can increase it to the full home. Does that sound fair?
That sounds fair.
Okay.
Boom.
Now,
Closed.
what do you say?
Boom. Closed.
Now, if they say, hey, I got to talk to my son about this. Okay, when you say you want to talk to your son about this, why do you want to talk to him? Why do you want to talk to that person?
My son, he's more financially literate than I am, and he helps me with, the decisions, certain decisions regarding finances.
Okay, do you see how this can benefit him when you pass away?
Yes.
Okay, so if he says, hey, mom, I don't think you need to get the coverage out of the kindness of his heart, what would you say to that?
I don't know. I might, if he doesn't think I need it, I probably won't get it.
Okay, but you see how this can benefit him when you pass away?
Yes.
Okay, and you do understand that your loan is not assumable when you pass, meaning that he can't just get your home. He has to qualify for a loan, meaning he has to have good credit, 50% DTI, and all of the money for the closing costs, while also maintaining the mortgage payment at that point. You do understand that?
I do.
Okay. Do you think that this product would help with that transition if you wanted to stay in the home or sell the home without being burdened by this?
I do, yeah.
Okay. So we will start with the 12 months of mortgage payments. We can see if we can get you approved for that. Do you think 12 months will give him enough time to make a decision on the house?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Give him a year.
Fantastic. Now, if you do want to adjust it up to 24 months and say he says, hey, mom, this is a great idea. I didn't even think about this myself. I love that you're planning for me. Let's actually do the 24 months and I'll split the bill with you. We can adjust it up to that then. Does that sound fair?
Sounds fair.
Awesome, man.
Boom.
Go to the driver's
Closed. Closed. And so, okay. So work digital leads, and then lastly, question on leads. So for those that don't know, how much are you paying per fresh mailer?
Per fresh mailer, 48 bucks a pop, $3 for a second chance.
Solid. Okay. It's about the class of a strong point. Bro, on the last 15 minutes of this call, do you just want to go through a one call close? You just want to close me down?
Okay, I'm down with it. Guys,
you think you can close me in 15 minutes?
Yeah, I could probably do that. So first, last thing I want to add on the fresh mailer compared to second chance, the only reason, guys, I buy fresh mail is because it saves me time. You either have time or you have money here. And if you don't got money, you got a lot of time, right? Generally, I don't have time to spend, 14 hours cranking phone calls anymore. I got a team I'm leading. I got other meetings got to be in. That's the only reason I'm choosing Some Fresh over Second Chance or Sprinkle and Second Chance. Just to give you an idea. All right, ring ring.
Hello?
Hold on, let me pull up my script because I'm still using my script even on Zoom. All right.
Yes, sir. Always stick to the scripts.
Yes, sir.
Always stick to the scripts.
Jonah, are you going to be a Facebook lead or mortgage protection?
Facebook lead.
All right. How much do you owe on your house?
I owe 350.
Okay. Ring ring.
Hello?
Hey, Jonah.
Yeah?
Hey, this is David Starr. How are you?
Good. Who is this?
David Starr. I'm calling you for our 345 here for your mortgage protection coverage.
Oh, yeah. How's it going?
Good, good. How are you?
Good.
Awesome, man. Hey, just real quick, do you have that security code that I would have given you prior? Oh, wait, I'm so sorry. No, we're doing one call close. Ring ring. Hey, Jonah.
Hello? Yeah?
Hey, this is David Starr. Just getting back to you about that form you filled out on social media for the coverage that helps with the mortgage should something happen to you. Looks like you put Claudia here as your beneficiary. Is that your spouse or your child?
That's my spouse. Yeah. Sorry. What is this for again?
The mortgage protection coverage. So if you get real sick, if you pass away, it would then pay off the home. You filled out that form on Facebook. Looks like last night at 11 p.m. You remember doing that?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yep.
Okay, awesome. Well, hey, I'm the manager assigned to make sure you get approved for some coverage like you were looking for. Is Claudia? Did you say that was your spouse or your child?
She's my spouse.
Spouse. Okay, is she here also?
Yes, she is.
Okay, awesome. This is what I'm gonna do, man. I'm gonna send you over my Zoom link. If you want to grab her, just let me know when you guys are ready. That should have just been shot over to you now.
All right. I got it. Yep. And she's here ready with me.
Awesome. Hi, Claudia. How are you?
She's doing good, good.
Okay,
Okay.
awesome. Now, hey guys, I'm assuming you're wanting to make sure that you're both protected if anything happened here. Is that correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay, good deal. And you guys are here in Illinois?
Yes, we are.
All right, born and raised?
Nope. I'm from
Nope.
South Dakota and she's from Florida.
Okay, right on. And I also just want to confirm your age, Jonah. You're 24 years of age, and Claudia, you're also 24?
25 and 26.
25 and 26. Okay, great. Now, how long have you guys been looking into this type of coverage?
Really the ad popped up and this is really the first time. We bought the home and we've kind of been looking at getting some sort of life insurance coverage set up as we're getting older. So I figure it'd be a good idea to look into.
Okay, right on. So why now? Like, why put something in place now?
Well, I'm a plumber, so I'm on the job a lot. So it said if you get disabled or anything happened, it's the home's covered. Is that correct?
Yes. Yep. Okay, I see.
Okay.
I see. Okay, perfect. So hey, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna send you my business card, my state license to your phone. Let me know when you get that.
All right. Just got it.
Okay, perfect. That's just for your record to hold on to. And as you can see, I do work with all of the carriers in your state who offer the mortgage protection. Just allows me to shop around, make sure that we find the best program that fits your budget. All right.
Perfect.
Cool, man. Now, all I'm going to do is ask you a couple questions to see what kind, how much coverage you need. Ask you a few medical questions so I know what you qualify for, of course. And then I'll be able to show you a couple different options that fit the budget from there. All right.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Now, Jonah, Claudia, I wish I could approve everyone for this coverage. That is up to the insurance carriers. So when we find an option that makes sense for you, we'll then submit a request to see if we can get you medically approved today. Okay.
Okay.
Awesome.
Understood.
Any questions before we get started?
Everything sounds straightforward.
All
As
right.
of right now.
All right. So Jonah, you are 26 years of age. Are you a smoker?
25 and I smoke cigars occasionally. Does that count?
Yeah, that counts. Cigars. Is it smoke going in your lungs?
Yep.
That counts. All right. And Claudia, smoker, non-smoker?
Non-smoker.
All right. What's your guys' current height and weight?
I am 5'7", 150.
Okay.
Are you
5'7".
unmuted?
Gotcha. And then Jonah,
I'm
you said you're
5'1",
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Colin.
105.
105. Okay. Little thing. Okay. And you're a plumber, Jonah. What's your monthly take home after taxes and deductions?
Take home is $5,000.
Okay. Claudia, what do you do for work?
I'm a teacher.
Teacher. All right. And your take home pay?
Monthly?
Yes.
What's that? 3,000?
Okay.
3,000.
Gotcha. 2,000. All right. Any medical conditions? Any medications for you guys?
Nope.
No, nothing you're currently taking or anything you've been prescribed in the past?
Nothing.
Okay. Any major surgeries for either of you two?
Not for me. Nope.
No, Claudia, no for you too?
No for me as well.
Okay. Are you guys reckless? Do you have any DUIs or felonies on your record?
Nothing I've been caught for.
Okay. Guys, with younger people, I'm going quick through the medical questions. You know, typically younger people are healthy. All right. Gotcha. Nothing there, nothing there. We owe $350 on the home. Jonah, what was the appraisal amount on the home?
Oh shoot, we haven't gotten it appraised actually since we bought it.
When did you buy it?
We bought it 3 years ago.
3 years ago. Okay. Gotcha. Do you know what it's worth if you were to put on the market today?
No idea.
No idea. Okay. Is it safe to
Question. Are you Zillow-ing it?
Me?
Like right there? Yeah.
No. Not for young people. If you were
Gotcha.
old, if you're old, I would because I'm going to build value in the equity in the home. But you know, if you guys are young, you're going to get a mortgage protection product. But that is a good idea, John.
Yeah. So what I'll do, because a lot of people don't know, so just as some sauce for you guys. So I'll already have their home pulled up on Zillow before I even ask the question. So then if they tell me they don't know, I'm shooting it back. I'm like, all right, Dor, well, I'm looking at your file here, and it looks like your home is actually worth about 390. So you guys already have 40 grand of equity built in the home, and that's just an added value bonus piece for them. They typically like that.
That's pretty good. What's your guys' monthly mortgage payment?
Monthly mortgage is 1,300. I'll say $2,000.
Did you guys pull a 30-year loan out for this?
We did.
Okay, so you got about 27 years left?
Yes, we do.
Gotcha. Okay. Now, you guys have, I'm sorry, do you pay any extra towards the mortgage right now?
We would like to, but unfortunately not.
Okay, so you'd like to pay it off early, but not right now.
Yep.
Okay, I gotcha.
Working slow.
Yeah, no, I understand. I understand. Do you guys have any life insurance that's outside of work, like privately owned?
Nothing private. I do have a work life insurance though.
Work life insurance. Okay. Ew, that's great to take advantage of, Jonah. It's usually really cheap because it's a group policy. Keep taking advantage of it. You just want to make sure you're not depending on it because if you ever leave, quit, get fired, retire, you won't have access to that coverage because you have to be actively employed. Again, great to take advantage of, but it's more of the icing on top of the cake. It's not the whole cake. Does that make sense?
Understood.
Okay, awesome. Claudia, do you have anything privately owned?
She's talking to, I think the guy just showed up to fix the washer. But no, she doesn't.
Okay. Are you able to bring her back here real quick for this conversation?
Yeah, she's coming back.
Okay. Just let me know when she's back. I'll stare at you. I'll stare you down until she gets back.
And just wait. That's what you got to do.
Yep.
But for the presentation, we'll just keep rolling with it.
Cool. Do you have anything that would, Claudia, do you have anything insurance-wise?
No, I do not.
Okay. All right. And then do you have anything that would replace your income between the two of you if you got real sick and weren't able to work?
No, we don't.
Nothing?
I got some Bitcoin.
Okay. About how much Bitcoin do you have saved up?
We got about 1 Bitcoin.
1 Bitcoin. Okay. What is that now? 100K?
Yep.
Okay. Good deal. All right. Anything else outside of that that would help you if you couldn't have any income coming in?
That's it.
Okay. Anything like 401ks, IRAs, stocks, bonds, mutual funds?
My Bitcoin is my retirement.
Gotcha. Okay. So just the Bitcoin. About how many months worth of emergency bills do we have?
Shoot, probably about a month.
About a month. Okay. The rest of it's in Bitcoin, huh?
Yep.
Okay.
All in Bitcoin.
All right. Now, what's the long-term plans with this home? Is this a forever home, next 5 to 10 years? What are we thinking here?
Once we have kids, we'll probably upgrade to a bigger home. So we'll be here for the next 3 to 5 years.
3 to 5 years. Okay. You want to keep this home, sell it, use it as a rental property? You're not really sure.
We'll probably keep it and rent it out as a
Okay.
rental.
Gotcha. For time's sake, guys, I'm adding up their bills. I'm going to go through utilities, car payments. Write this down: utilities, car payments, car insurance, phone, cable, Wi-Fi, food, grocery, student loans, credit card debt. Ask these one or two at a time. Okay. For time's sake, let's say your bills are an extra 1,300, typically like that, right? 1,300. Okay, so Jonah, Claudia. Jonah, you're making about 5,000. Claudia, you're making 2,000. Total of 7 grand total income. Guys, this is the sauce right here. This is where you're gonna make the sale. Okay, so pay attention, lean in. 7 grand is our total income here. It looks like for our expenses, $1,300 for the mortgage, and then that's an extra 1,800 for all your bills. Easy numbers here, guys. So 3 grand is for all the expenses. Does that sound about right?
That sounds about right.
Okay. Would you guys say that you guys are depending on each other's incomes to pay all the bills and stay comfortable?
Yeah, definitely. We definitely are.
Okay. Now, Claudia, Jonah, this is kind of a morbid question. It's something most people don't like to talk about. But having a $350,000 loan, it's important to go over this type of stuff and to talk about it once. Okay, and we can put it to rest. But my question is more so, Claudia, if something happened to Jonah, let's just say, Jonah, you didn't make it home on time, right? Claudia's blown up your phone, and Claudia gets a call, and it's a man. They say, hey, this is Dr. Bruce. We got Jonah up here at the hospital. We need you to come up right away. Okay. So now you're getting your car, you're racing up there. You get there and doctor says, hey, you're lucky he's not going to die. He got in a serious car wreck on 75 coming home from work. He's not going to die, but he's certainly not going back to work anytime soon. Looks like he's going to be disabled. Claudia, where would that put you, financially speaking, moving forward from there?
I mean, that would be really hard.
Well, what is hard to you? Because hard for me is walking outside right now in 30-degree weather.
That is also hard. I mean, with think about the mortgage, I would probably have to get a second job. So with my schedule, I don't even know how I would do that. I'd have to work, probably double shifts on the weekends just to make ends meet.
Gotcha. Now, Jonah, what would that look like for you if the situation was reversed?
Shoot, I mean, losing that $2,000 a month, it wouldn't be as devastating. If something happened to Claudia versus me, but it would still, it still put me in a bind. I definitely have to, put in overtime or get an extra side job.
Yeah. It looks like, just from a bird's eye view, that you'd be able to make things work. But for Claudia, I think we could all agree that it'd be a lot different, right?
Yeah, that would be a fair assumption.
So do you guys want to make sure that if anything happens to either one of you, whether you pass away or lose one of your incomes, that this home is either paid off or at least still affordable?
Yes.
Okay. Here's what the mortgage protection is going to do for you. If you found yourself in that instance, Jonah, whether you were chronically ill or disabled, meaning you can't perform 2 out of 5 basic daily living tasks for over 90 days, dressing, feeding, bathing. Claudia, if you have to help him with mobility or urination, right? For over that 90-day stretch, this is actually going to pay out to you while you're alive. So if you need to utilize this money, whether it be for medical expenses, housing expenses, or your daily living expenses, you guys have that flexibility and freedom to do so. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, problem solution, guys, right? Now, it's also going to cover you for critical illnesses, okay? Which could be heart attacks, strokes, invasive cancer, if you had ALS or organ failure, anything where you're seriously ill, going through treatment or at the hospital, going through treatment like chemo or radiation, this will also pay out to you. Now, in the event of you passing away, I know you guys are young, we probably don't think about that type of thing either. But if you were to pass away while having this loan, it's going to be paid off free and clear for Claudia. Does that make sense, Jonah?
That makes sense. Yes.
Cool. Doesn't amortize with the loan. You guys are covered for 350 flat. So if you pay it down, you'll still get 350 grand. Sound good?
That sounds good. Pretty straightforward.
Awesome. Now here's the best part about it. It's not like any other insurance you're paying for right now. For instance, your car insurance, you pay 250 bucks a month between you guys. And hopefully we don't ever have to use it again, right?
Yep.
However, if we don't use it, who keeps that money?
The insurance company.
Insurance company. Now, guys, we hope that you can pay off the home without any medical conditions happening. If that is the case, they refund every penny that you paid into the policy once the home is paid off, just as an incentive for you to stay healthy. How great is
wow.
that?
So you're saying if I don't have to use this, I get all my money back?
All your money back, every penny.
Why didn't you start with that?
Huh?
I said, why didn't you start with that?
Well, guys, it acts like a savings account for you, right? But it also has that extra layer of a safety net for you if anything happens from then and now. So either way, it's a win-win situation for you guys. Something happens, you get paid out whether you get sick or pass away. You stay healthy, you get a nice fat check coming your way near retirement.
Yeah, man. If I just want to pause there. So a lot of our group loves the IULE, and don't get me wrong, it's a great product. I've sold a ton of the IULE, but especially with younger clients, the ROP product was my baby because I thrived off the simplicity of it. Because what I found is like maybe they're not financially literate or it's their first time and they're just young and they just like you explain the IUL, and if you don't keep it crazy simple, you're dead in the water. Like a lot of clients, like I would explain it and then be like, they would think I was trying to upsell them or do this or that, versus if you lay it out, you're like, hey, so I got this product, how it works. Either John, you're getting a check for $350,000, or God willing, best case scenario, you're still alive and well at the end of the mortgage. You're getting a check back for $52,943. And then I'll have them write out like full mortgage coverage, face amount, and then I'll also have them write down, I don't know if you do this, David, the money they're getting back at the end of the mortgage. No brainer.
Of course, you have to show them the money they're getting back. That's sealing the deal right there. You're building value through the scenario that I built for you, or the picture that you guys painted, and I guided you through it. But also that money at the end, dude, you got two major pieces of value right there. No way they're not gonna buy.
Yeah. But let's keep rolling.
Okay, I mean the last of the close, right? So everything makes sense for you guys.
Everything makes sense so far.
Okay, you see how this is benefiting you guys?
Yeah, I do see how this could be a benefit to our family.
It's crazy that this is included in the loan, right?
Yeah.
So I got two options here for you. Okay, these are the same options I got for me and my sister.
Okay.
The first one covers the full home at 350,000. For the both of you guys, we're gonna be looking at 200 bucks each month.
Got it.
Yep.
And are you always having them write down the options?
Yes. Sorry.
Yep.
Grab a pen and paper.
Okay, I got one.
350 grand, 200 bucks a month.
Got it.
Okay. Our second option, we can do 175,000. Reason being, this is half of the loan. Okay. Something happens to Claudia, she might not need as much coverage as you, Jonah, right? Because she makes less income. What the second option does will give you enough to pay off half of the loan if she were to pass away. And then at that point, you can then refinance it to get the mortgage cheap enough to where it balances out from her income. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. Yes.
Okay. For that option, it would be $100 for the both of you. And you can mix and match between. So, Jonah, if you think, hey, I need to cover the queen bee with the full amount here, make sure she's secured because I'm the breadwinner. And then maybe Claudia gets the cheaper one just because I know I could probably make do buy, but it's going to be a little bit tighter. That extra cash would be nice.
Okay.
Yep. So between those two options, guys, the full home and half of the home, which do you think would make most sense practically in the budget, but more importantly, provide you guys enough coverage to where if anything happens, you guys are going to be secured in the home?
Having both the full coverage options on either of us would be nice. Are we able to, can we upgrade this down the road if we want?
If you're healthy.
Okay. I tell you what, let's go with me for now, and then we'll maybe down the road we'll add my wife on there.
Okay, so you want to start with you for now, and you don't want to get any coverage on Claudia.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, we can start there. And then we can always add her on the plan. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm gonna get started on your app here. I just need 3 things from you. Make this go a little bit quicker. I'll get you guys off here. ID. I'll need your driver's license number. You can hold it up to the screen. I gotta make sure I'm talking to real Jonah Lewis. 2, if you could grab your bank account, whatever you want to associate this with. Routing an account is fine for that. I'll need it towards the end. And then last, could you also grab whatever primary care physician you guys typically go to?
Got it.
Okay. I'll get started here. Just let me know when you have your driver's license ready for me.
Let me ask you this, David. Are you ever going for, like, if they pick a lower option and pick one of the spouses, are you ever pushing to insure both spouses? Or not so much?
I'll push her. I will sometimes push her to get the full home if I think it's right, or not the full home. I'll push her to get some type of coverage or kind of like question them to see if they're like, oh yeah, we'll add her on. But typically, like at the end of the app, when I get you signed, I'm gonna go back in and be like, hey guys, I know the 175. He said we want to hold off on her. Would you agree that something's better than nothing?
Boom. Yes.
Okay. Let's do this because I don't feel comfortable with just you being covered. If Claudia, if we lose our $2,000, that's a mortgage payment right there, Jonah. I want to make sure you're secured as well. And I know you're a big, strong man, right? You can tackle it on your own. You surely probably can, but I want to make sure you're actually comfortable if that were to happen. Does that make sense?
Yes, that does.
Okay, because $100,000, it's actually $30. How's that sound?
You could do that.
Cool.
Boom. Yes. Thank you. That was fire. That was the answer I was looking for. Like, secure the spouse first, secure the husband. Once that app's submitted, then go back if you need to and you feel like it's right to upgrade the coverage. And guys, just remember, like, guys, write this down. Sell based on value, not price. Because so many times agents think it's the price when it's almost never the price. It's just you're simply not providing enough value.
Yep. And also, I want to add on to that real quick. Sell on benefits, not features. What's a feature? A feature is this covers them for $350,000. The benefit is what it does for them. That's why I started my pitch with the chronic illness rider, because that's what we're already talking about.
Yes.
It's not just about the amount they're getting. It's not about the living benefits. It's what it's doing for them.
Yes. Yep. Less about the product, more about how that solves their problem and how that serves the family.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That conversation is very uncomfortable, guys, with any family that you sit with. But you do it a couple times, you'll understand like what the reason is behind it for.
Yeah, that was great. And the most important part of the presentation is building the why. And not only is it the most important, but it's also where agents typically struggle the most because they're afraid to get uncomfortable. So that was phenomenal. All right, well, in closing here, tie me down real quick. You got me approved. How are you
Jonah,
ending the
talk.
call?
I got good news. I got bad news. What do you want to hear first?
Well, get the good news over with.
The good news? All right, we'll start
Yep.
there. I'm going to become your guys' direct agent. No more waiting on 1-800 numbers or customer service. I'm going to take care of all that for you. Okay.
Oh, thank God. I hate customer service.
Yeah. um, that was actually the bad news. Okay. The good news is we got you guys approved, so you're all good to go. Now, a couple things for you. You got that security code, or I'm going to give you a security code. Write this down. It's T1037.
Okay.
You
I got
got
it.
that? Okay.
Yep.
Reason being, I want you to hold on to this. If anyone calls you asking about mortgage protection, or if they need to review your file, you ask them if they have the code. If they don't have the code, hang up, contact me immediately. Reason for this is I'm sure you've heard of like AI getting out of control. They sound like real humans now. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's getting crazy. Yeah.
There's also different salesmen out there that are really slimy with insurance, and they'll try to convert you into a policy that they either lie about, misrepresent, or don't give you everything up front. Okay. If that's the case, call me, run it by me. If they have something better than me, go with them. Okay. But I guarantee you, they're not going to be my pricing. So you can just immediately hang up the phone. Okay.
Man, David, well, this sounds really good. You know, I'm either getting paid or I'm getting all my money back. How do I know you're not slimy?
Well, that's because I sent you my state license there.
Okay.
You did get that, right?
Yep, I got it.
Okay. Do I look like a slimy person to you?
No, you don't. You're good.
Okay. Here's another thing, man. If I sent out your policy by paper copy too, make sure you read through that. Make sure everything I said is in that policy. Don't take my word for it. Read the policy itself. Okay. If you're
Okay.
confused or have any questions on it, make sure you call me.
Got
But
it.
here's the thing. I appreciate you putting your trust in me for this. I want to keep your business. And if you cancel within 30 days, that hurts my business. Okay. So if you have any questions about that, just give me a call. Sound good?
Okay. Sounds good.
Awesome, man. Hey, I'm going to also give you my direct line. Write this down, 614-309-8940, David Starr. That's my name if you forgot it. Call me directly at this number.
Okay.
If you need
Will
anything,
do.
I can't fix your sink, but I can help you with insurance, okay?
My man. Appreciate
Awesome.
you.
Hey, not a problem. Last thing I got for you guys, I always ask my clients this. I always have a prayer list for them. So, Jonah, do you guys have anything that you'd like me to pray about for you, your family, or any friends?
We don't have anything currently, but I appreciate the thought. I appreciate you asking.
Well, everyone needs prayer, man. Do you have anything? Strength, hope, prosperity?
Just pray for wisdom.
You got it. I'll pray for wisdom for you.
My guy.
All right, guys. Well, hey, you are all set to go. Like I said, you got my number if you need me. If I don't pick up right away, I'll give you a call back in 24 hours. If that's not the case, I'm probably dead. You need to find a new insurance agent. All right.
Perfect. Well,
All
thank you
right.
for your help, David.
Well, man, you're all set. You guys have a beautiful rest of your day.
That was money. Last question for you before we wrap up. Do you run all your presentations on Zoom then?
I just transitioned again last week because I always have this thing where like I run on the phone and I just don't feel like the connection like I do when I'm on Zoom, because then they can see me and I'm crazy on it, dude. Like they get to really see who I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I love that. I loved in person. The phones are great. I can do them. I'll do them. But if I can get you on Zoom, dude, I have way more control. I can read your body language. You can tell if Claudia's going to get the dishes or not. You know, it makes it a lot easier.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I transitioned from in person to TELUS, I was like, I was only running Zooms, and you have a lot more control. So if you guys are struggling to maintain control of the conversation or connect with your clients, yeah, try using Zoom or even FaceTimes. Like I'll just FaceTime real quick on my iPhone, set my iPhone there and go through the FI and run the appointment.
Yeah. Don't be a pussycat.
Nobody on this call is ugly, so don't be afraid to
Yeah.
show your face. Absolutely. Well, bro, I could do this for 3 hours, but unfortunately we're out of time. But thank you for hopping on the call and pouring into the team.
Hey, you're welcome. Hey, if anyone here wants to hit me up, wants to ask me questions, David Starr _ is my Instagram name. Shoot me a DM. I'll help you out any way I can.
You're the man. You're the man. All right. Well, let's make it a prosperous week. God bless everybody.